to that. So it is morning time. Sorry, a bit late start today. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa, and we are playing FS19 on Oakfield Farm, episode 52, which means we have averaged one episode per week this year, in spite of all the breaks, and we didn't even start till the 18th of January 2020. We have stuff to do, which is why I left myself a few reminders. Stuff involves carting some hay bales. I should probably reduce the violence of the front loader thing. Lift that up a bit. Oh, let's turn it away from the existing bales. There we go. I keep forgetting that. It's so easy to maneuver the bales when you have four-wheel steering, which is why most people do this with the front loader. Plus, a front loader has better lift capacity. But this tractor works too. Yeah. I say hi.
I actually did have a pretty good sleep.
That's good.
No, I didn't have to sleep. It was good.
Okay. Have a good breakfast.
Yeah, you know too, right?
Okay.
Oh,
Tractor. My dog. Now it's 8. Okay, it's 8:18 on the morning of Midsummer Day 4. So good way. Yeah, that's a good place to stand. Carefully boulder the tractor around into the field. And plunk that on the floor and back off. Back off. Oof. There we go. Sheep should be super happy. Mostly happy. Should also be getting some water. Yay. Okay, that's the Lindner done with. Captain Zank, good morning and welcome to, actually not Saturday, last day of 2020. And I'm not sure what's happening today. It's Thursday, so yeah.
Happy New Year's Eve. Can't you believe 2020 went so fast? Can you believe it went fast?
No, it didn't go fast.
It went fast to me.
Well, it didn't go fast for us because we moved into the house and then lived without furniture for 3 months, which was awesome fun. And when you're 3 months with no furniture, that drags.
Yeah. 2020 went fast to me because of COVID, so that's probably...
Okay, engine off.
And probably 2021 is going to go fast too because of COVID.
Okay, I think we have herbicide in this one. Nope, we have liquid fertilizer. Well, poop. Okay, actually I wasn't going to do any liquid stuff today. Gonna see if we can clear the weeds off our grass fields, because it looks like our main fields are ready to be mowed. Oops. We'll just do some crazy driving up the curbs, up the verge. No curbs here. It's our own private farm track. And since this is the last day of midsummer, potentially we are looking at harvest tomorrow. Okay, this might not work. Okay then, that works. Looks like a little hard to tell, actually. The grass is so well grown here that I'm having a little bit of difficulty identifying what's grass and what's weeds. At least from distance. Run down to the bottom. Have a quick check, but it really looks like the weeds have been handled quite nicely here. So I'm not sure if that's that sun. Grab those. That's not weeds. I think this field is actually clear. We can bring the heavy tractor out and start mowing this one. Oh no, there's supposedly some weeds directly in front of us. Yep, I see. But this what is it, field harrow is working out really nicely to just keep the weeds under control. I'm not sure about the rest of this. There's supposedly some around here. Oh, there's one. But seriously, one. That is not going to make a huge impact on grass yield. So we're going to call that one done. So nice, and I think we have bright sunshine for most of the day. The ground is dry, so we don't need a tedder. So I'm fairly certain that this tractor needs a clean. I'm fairly certain that we should be able to, cutting this early, be pulling hay off the fields by the end of the day. And since it's summer, that's exactly what we need to be doing. And sadly, I'm going to be doing hay off both of these fields because of the amount of sheep we have. So that's going to eat into our silage income over time. At the end of the year, we'll be moving our sheep into this field, or splitting our sheep between this field and the one they're currently in, so we won't have so much in the way of stuff. Head out the cataract, there we go. I'm actually surprised because the grass is registering as ready to harvest, and spraying a crop that's ready to harvest doesn't work, but this weeder is still working. And we weeders are definitely designed for grass work. Not so much for crops. You can run a weeder when the crop is at stage 1 growth, but that's not gonna, stage 1. If we call the dirt stage 0, then stage 1 growth on crops, you're fine with a weeder when the crops are young, when you can't destroy the crops with your tyres. As soon as crop destruction comes into play, no more weeders, and also with seasons, that doesn't stop weeds growing, as we've seen with the grass. I mean, I'm out here every 2 days, or the day I want to harvest, to take down the weeds. I was scratching the back of my head, so didn't have a spare hand. This is
I already had to put these on and scrape my knee a little bit. Put these on. And for some reason it feels much tighter here than right here. It's probably because this knee's swollen. Falling.
Major drama because she fell over in the ice and snowed yesterday, the day before. Let's lift that. Okay, so I am very happy with the reader. It's a job, yeah. We have to come out and do this every other day, and we have to do it manually. You can't set a worker off of it. Yeah. But as far as things go, certainly it's done the job it needs to do. We will be out probably day 5, so tomorrow, with the sprayer and some herbicide for the sunflower fields, so they will be permanently protected from weeds until harvest. So I'm going to clean this off. We'll probably leave this setup attached now, probably for the remainder of this year, until carting time. Well, maybe not even carting time. I'm thinking I might end up using one of the big tractors for carting. Just because we've got that hill down to the main road to haul the barley up. Though we could come in the back way, but by the the sawmill. But even so, there's still that steep climb up into the yard. Alrighty, so weeds dealt with, let's cut the grass before the weeds come back. Didn't pull forward enough. That's fine. We've don't usually leave a tractor in here, but it's the grass equipment. Could use this shed for that stuff. Left that door open. So we did a lot of work with the Challenger a couple of days back. So it's about time to run this setup out. Oops. Small one. Once the grass is cut today, we're pretty much done for field work again. Well, no. Okay, that's ready. Okay, there is one problem with doing hay bales, and that's we can't spray the grass immediately. I'd like to get a sprayer out as soon as possible. We're going to have to collect the bales before we can put fertilizer on the field.
I have my breakfast.
What?
I have my breakfast.
Okay.
I have it ready. You just do what you do.
Yeah.
And no one said hello.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Potentially that lot should all be ready to harvest tomorrow too. Okay, don't know where the edge of the field is, but traditionally we start just outside. Front, go back, turn it on, the front end. Make hay while the sun shines. Stuff like that. So yeah, we own the entire field, so no big deal us stepping over the edge. Oh, my foot stuck. There we go. I could run a little bit close to the edge. Yes, so normal New Year's I would be falling asleep about 10 o'clock, but Princess Ose currently is set for a New Year's Eve party with teenagers at church, so I might have to stay up late, and I might need an incentive to stay up late. I don't drink coffee. That reminds me, I made myself a cup of tea just before the stream started. We cleaned the kettle yesterday, so this could be the most disgusting tea I've made in years. Okay, doesn't taste of vinegar, that's good. So yeah, so she'll be out but as an incentive to stay up, I might need to keep myself occupied, which means there might be a stream tonight, there might not be.
Oh, Super D Gamer is not following you.
Huh?
Super D Gamer is not following you.
Oh, is that a crime?
No, it's on him. It's on him.
Oh.
What's your favorite Christian for Christmas? Like, Captain Sink answer.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the top. This is a good amount of dry grass. I'll give it that. We do have some patches of not great coverage. I am mowing the yard. I have no trees on my field. My field is awesome. Well, actually, it's okay. We'll be turning field 5 into grass at the end of the year. At the end of this game, yeah. I'm not sure when the sunflowers are going to be ready to harvest, because they didn't start growing until summer, first day of summer. Although the wheat and the barley look ready now, so they have been growing fast. Trash dogs here by the sound of it. That's good. It was Christmas, so we ended up with one bag bigger than the size of trash bin that we pay for. They tend to be okay if it's occasional. If you're coming out with a spare trash bag every single time they visit, they start leaving them because you should be paying for a bigger bucket or whatever it is, wheelie bin. They could, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that information.
I just want to know how to print.
Oh. So Princess Osa has tons of Pokemon cards, and he's wondering how many kids like Pokemon cards. I don't know if there's going to be any answer to that, but just curious. Yes. Okay, that's the bottom corner done. I think we should straighten up a bit. Ooh. That's better. No, you don't give out that information online. Yeah. I could have a PO box if I wanted people to send me gifts, but frankly that's not why I do this. So there's no PO box. Want to hear us both. That's interesting. Hang on. Microphone's ramped up to full. Microphone volume. Okay, test that, see what that sounds like. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, that's loud. So someone's been messing with the microphone gain setting, probably a 3-year-old.
Oh, Captain did answer my question.
Yeah, Pokemon wasn't a thing when I was younger. I think that time Magic the Gathering came out just as I was dropping out of collectible stuff. I do have a ton of cards somewhere, but seriously, they went into a box 30 years ago and haven't surfaced since. although I was an avid role player, pen and paper role-playing games when I was younger. And as such, I tend to find PC role-playing games to be somewhat lacking. With the pen and paper role-playing game, you have the games master, dungeon master, whatever you're playing, who's setting up the situation, and he's really there to adjudicate what the players are doing. Now, he can be a complete you-know-what and just work against the players, or he can be reasonable and listen to what you're suggesting as a solution to the problem he's given you, and you can then he then adjudicates your idea. So I've played a couple of games where the games master had set up a situation, and I came up with a solution. It wasn't his solution, but he thought about it and said, well, as a solution, yeah, that kind of works. So he let me complete the the problem, but not in the way he designed for it to be completed. So yeah, that's the advantage with pen and paper human interaction games. Now I did have, oh good grief, who was it? Was it West End Games did Star Wars role-playing game? I did own that, but I never played it. I did play the James Bond role-playing game, which might have been someone like Avalon Hill produced that. And that was fun, because we had a stage director was our games master, and he did accents. He did really good accents, and he came to he was visiting our group for a sort of a summer get together, and so he had a couple of his established players had also come along, and the rest of us were invited to join in the adventure. And the big bad has started his nefarious schemes for taking over the world, and one of the established players, we need to go to the Russian embassy and meet with the military high command and see what they know about it. And so I was one of the players who was accompanying that particular agent, and we go into the Russian consulate and blah de blah. We need to see the military advisor. Yes, and we're shown in to see him, and this guy breaks out into a broad Russian accent, and the first response of the agent I was accompanying was, "Oh, where's Major Romanov?" And he's been reassigned to Siberia. I've taken over. I am, commander whatever. But it was sort of just because of the specific Russian accent this guy did was different from the one they were used to. So it was an enjoyable session. We did end up thwarting the big bad's plans for world domination, and had a good time doing it. But with computer games, it tends to be, did you bring the axe from room 5? Because otherwise you can't chop down the tree in room 22. And come on. Oh, lift. Forward lift. There we go. So now we have to wait for that stuff to dry out. Yeah, it was flexible, and it was flexibility and interaction. Yeah, it was basically a formalized